Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's do some more Arumba's Assay, the Reconquista, episode number 2, submitted by Dan. Alright, I've decided that the province that makes the most sense to give to the nobles, just to get their influence just a little bit higher, is going to be this coastal 92% autonomy province. Get them to 40% threshold. Now we can grant generalship, and we can also grant a conquistador to get to 77, and then we'll demand 150 points. We could hire a 25% cheaper level 3 guy. We couldn't afford to run that right now, I think, so we'll just take the 150 points. We'll now take the first military idea. Try to finish off this idea set. We're just not going to be able to finish economic right this second. Now, we can always fire these guys. We hired them because we wanted to get their influence up, but we don't need to keep them. So let's fire... looks like we rolled this general from the nobles. Let's use him. Let's fire this guy. I don't even think we're going to keep the conquistador right this second. I'd rather keep that other general, personally. Or possibly have kept the admiral there. Okay, so that was one of the main estates taken care of. The Dhimmi, we could also grant lands to. If we don't want to convert provinces, the Dhimmi are fantastic for a couple of reasons. Number one, you can increase the tax revenue of a province. So, for example, in this province, let's just say we don't want to convert this. Right now, our religion, our tolerance of heathens is at 0.3. So when you look at the province here and look at the unrest, notice how the unrest is at negative 0.41 due to tolerance. So we are tolerant of heathens, meaning Catholics. So we don't have to convert every province. One of the fun things about playing as a Sunni nation is that the Dhimmi estate basically allows you to have good religious unity without having to convert everything. So if we wanted to, even though this has 0% autonomy, if we granted this to the Dhimmi, they would gain influence. And also, loyal Dhimmi provide, I think it's 33% increased tax rate in a province, which is basically equivalent to a mosque. Almost the same thing as building a building there. So we would probably end up making more money overall, even if we lose some of the autonomy due to the production change. So for example, let's just use this province as our test client, or test example. Last month, or right this second, we're calculating we're going to make 1.13 ducats a month. If we give this to the Dhimmi, we're missing out on 25% autonomy. 1.16 becomes 1.25. We're actually going to make more money with less autonomy. Or rather, more autonomy. The only drawback is we're missing out on the grain force limit. And we're also missing out on naval force limit. Which is unfortunate, but I want to get this Dhimmi estate up because the second benefit to the Dhimmi is if we can get their loyalty and influence high, then if their loyalty is above 60%, we can get a tech discount of up to 10%, which is very, very significant and incredibly powerful to have. So we have we've done all three of the estate clicks that we can do, and we'll keep our eye out for more land that can be assigned to the Dhimmi. Let's make sure that we have Morocco's up here. Our diplomats should probably just go and work with, like, I don't know, outraged countries or something for now. So our subjects that we want them to be siege focused, since they're quite weak. We don't want them to try to stick near actual combat. We have another state that can be created. This is a bad idea because this is a trade company region. This should be made into a trade company, almost always. That allows the autonomy to go down to 0%. Wait till next month. Okay, so the actual autonomy was at 18.2, and now it's updated. Just that on its own is going to make this province more productive. Also, trade companies provide much more naval force limit. They provide an innate 0.5 naval force limit, and allow us to do these buttons, which we can use for other things. I did check this node. Already the money is all going where we want it to due to our subject, so we don't need to worry about that merchant. And I think we're okay there. I think I am going to waste some money and manpower here and just go down to 4 cav for now. And beyond that, let's play for a little bit. One last item on my list was the missions. We have one mission that's very close to completion. We can get 50 more admin points and 10 tax income for 25 years if we just build 2 more workshops. Right now we have plenty of temples, but only 3 workshops. So for a small investment, we can actually get that done. So let's go here and here. Let's also check on any other buildings that might make sense. Marketplaces in estuaries is like another one of those things that's super valuable. But I still think the highest priority building is going to be our ships. Let's grab our navy and just queue up as many ships as we can. And we'll keep playing for a little while. Now we can finally go on to the actual thing that the gentleman wanted me to work on, which is like, how do we decide when to betray France? Andalusia gets stood by religious fanatic. Ulema gain loyalty, the Dhimmi lose loyalty, or lose ducats, lose loyalty with the Ulema, gain influence and loyalty with the Dhimmi. I'd say that the Dhimmi's influence is still way too low to actually be impactful. If we could give them some more land, I'd consider it. We also... Ooh, Andalusia gets stood by religious fanatic. Missionary strength -2. See, I was hoping to convert this province a lot quicker by having the loyal Ulema here with the edict on. We got it up to 4.7%. Alright, let's do this. We'll cancel any of the boats. Do we have some boats I can cancel? And let's do this click. And then we'll just turn right around and we'll give them some extra cash. I do want that conversion speed. The merchant guilds are now, again, too influential. Do we have anything dropping off soon? 90, 95, 95. I may have been a bit overzealous in giving them land. That's unfortunate. Let's get our cores in. We've got that one, that one. I think I want to get Quilla converted or cored soon so we can eventually grant that to the burghers. We just have a lot of land that needs to be assigned to the burghers. Let's do it like this. We'll take the highest autonomy provinces that we could potentially make the most money from by giving to the Dhimmi. So it's probably going to be like this province here. But we can't do that just yet. Let's get this one going then. And let's assign this to the Dhimmi. This province will suddenly make us a decent little bit of cash. Might even give this one to the Dhimmi for now as well, since the burghers are already too influential. We'll keep an eye on that, but I'd rather not have to roke another province just yet. Also, we're still making more money from trade despite all the things that I've done. And that's with them having a trade penalty instead of a trade bonus. Plus they gave us like, what, 100, 200 gold or something like that from that click? Okay, diplomatic expenses is our outgoing subsidies. What you can do is you can actually check. And now, if you look at this guy, our subject is... He's got his 2 ducats in colony maintenance. You can actually cancel the subsidies now and he'll still keep colonizing. Once he starts colonizing, he won't cancel the colony just because the situation changes. So if you want the extra money, you can now go back and cancel the subsidies. And again, he will continue to colonize now, even though he's losing money every month. Colonialism against Great Britain. Looks like they jumped onto that natural harbor. No big deal. How long do we have on the disaster? Plenty of time to work it out. We can grant just a little bit more land to the Dhimmi. Then we could get some actual clicks in with them as well. This is a coastal province with only 60% autonomy. I think I'm going to save up for... This node has an estuary, natural harbor, but it's inland. I guess by inland I just mean it's downstream from the node that we care about. I might actually consider releasing Catalonia. How are we doing on relationships? 3 out of 4? Yeah, you know what? That would be a much better subject than owned by us. He could make the money from the trade. It takes the autonomy down to 0. That's a great opportunity for core return. We'll just create Catalonia. He'll hide with the same color as Morocco. We don't need to enforce his religion. It's not that important. Again, the Dhimmi allow you to have provinces that are not the right religion, and it's not a big deal. As long as they're not part of your same religious group. Right? The only ones that you can't use the Dhimmi on are the Shia and the Ibadi. You want to convert them with relentless, reckless abandon. But as far as everyone else goes, all of these people, we're fine with it. Just give them to the Dhimmi. Don't worry about it. Aragon stopped being a valid rival. Means we have a new valid rival, probably. Austria and Mali. You know, Mali could be good if we could get into this trade company region down here. Go ahead and rival him, sure. And we probably are going to have a costly embargo now on Aragon. Nope, that's right. There was no embargo on Aragon. Based on that, I'd probably start fabricating on Mali. can fabricate across from here and try to take Kayor. Get the extra trade power in that node. Get also a trade company built up. Let's queue up some more ships. The other ancillary benefit to having the maxed out naval force limit, aside from the fact that they're just the most effective thing to build, is that when we do go to war with, say, the Moroccans, it's quite possible this player lost most of his navy. So maybe these comments don't actually make sense, but assuming that the navy was the size that it was when I started playing the save versus when he ended the save, or like, hopefully I'm making sense here. Ships give you money and they're also useful in the war. That's all I'm trying to say. You can enact a taxation policy. National tax modifier plus 15, corporation cost minus 5, or Diplorep and Liberty Desire and subjects. Well, Portugal, he's quite loyal. How long have they been a subject anyway? We could already annex him. I'd probably just annex this guy soon. Look at that guy, he's colonizing. I would take the taxes. And actually, now that I've noticed that we can integrate him, I'm going to come back here and improve relations with him a bit. What would be really good for us, though, is if he could embrace the institution. Once he gets it into his country and then he embraces it, that'll be 3 more provinces that we can suddenly have it. Because this player took all of Portugal's coastal provinces, he's not colonizing outside of the Iberian Peninsula. If you gave him a coastal province, he would actually start colonizing in like the New World or something. Okay, we've got to take care of this burger problem here soon. Got a little bit overzealous. Probably shouldn't have done should have just given him one less province. That's all. Alright, let's do a core on Majrit. Give that to the Dhimmi. Watch this income from 0.14 just with the Dhimmi. Boom, 1.4 ducats a month, even with 90% autonomy. That's such a good click. So much. And now the Dhimmi are also getting almost influential enough we can start to do their clicks too. Their clicks aren't as important as the other 3 estates, but the one in particular that I like is the imposed religious tax can be used every 10 years, just like with the merchant guilds, and it can become pretty powerful as well. Also, the only drawback to these guys, aside from that, is that every time you do one of their clicks, you do piss off the other estates. You don't have to do the estate clicks with the Dhimmi. Just getting them influential gives us this tolerance of heathens. We actually went up from 0.5 to 1. So if we look at our religious tolerance, we're now at 0.8, which means that in provinces like this, we have even more tolerance on rest reduction. All right, I think next we'll do... Let's do the 2 work... Oh, I already did the 2 workshops. Never mind. Money's coming in very quick right now. All right, so we've maxed out relations with Portugal at 200. We've sent them a gift. Are we a great power? We're not a great power yet. We are 180 development away from being able to use great power influence. Other sources of improved relations would be... We could subsidize them for a very small amount of money, just like a ducat a month. It'll take a long time to build up, but eventually that'll give us plus 15 opinion, allowing us to integrate him a little bit sooner. That should be the mission satisfied. Or not. One, two, three, four. Ah, shoot, I released the guy. Oops. So now we only have 4 workshops again. Six months to go on revoking a province from the burghers. We'll just have to do that, looks like. Let's get maintenance up to full so that our army's ready to revoke something. We're gonna revoke Coimbra. Wait, I already revoked everything that I was supposed to, wasn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that one. Every single one of these provinces is something that they should own. Drat. Drat. Alternatively, we could try to develop something else to change the ratio of total development in states. No, we're just gonna have to revoke something. I guess we revoke like the weakest one that they have. Probably the 445, 5.7%. Or possibly this one with the 5 base stacks. No, that's part of the capital state. We'll go with Cantabria. Assuming we already have claims on the lands that we want, we could always spy on Morocco just for a thing to do. Oh hey, Great Britain cited colonialism on us. If France doesn't honor the call, that could be quite bad. Well, I guess it's a good thing we have our maintenance at full. He has colonized here, and he's actually going after Parnaiba. He's got 6 cannons there. Well, let's tell our colonial subjects to be aggressive and hope that they go kill those 6 cannons. Let's also gather up our navy. I think that we need to be very cautious about the British Navy. They've got lots of heavies out there. They've called the Netherlands in. Let's just say go home while at war. Stock them up manually though for now. On our side, we've got only 17 heavies. France has 14 total. The land strength is much higher, and France is definitely going to take care of the Netherlands for us. Who else are we at war with? It's just Great Britain, the Netherlands, and her colonies. Mexico and the West Indies. Well, we're definitely going to get some issues defending the war goal. And Great Britain's going to be able to drop big armies there. Our subject does have 5 troops, but that's not going to be enough. If Great Britain drops like a 20 stack there, he will be incapable of defending it. So, I think that we focus our attention on the Netherlands, try to help France knock him out. Let's go ahead and revoke this province from the merchant guilds in September. We have a little bit more morale. They're going to be very mad for a very long time because I made that little miscalculation, but that's what it is. Check supply on the march up. We'll head up this way. Eventually we'll get military access through Burgundy. Even at war, we're making 9 ducats a month. That's pretty decent. We should probably expect that this colony is going to be occupied. Wow, his cannons are beating our subject. Does he have a tech advantage? 15 versus 13? Yuck. Those cannons are hitting way too hard. Alright, Schlib is converted. Let's turn off the edict here. This whole state is Sunni now, so we definitely don't need the edict. The state is also relatively inexpensive to maintain, and it's got a lot of trade power. I'd probably consider just running the trade edict here. I bet if you did the math, that would work out. That looks like a battle we could actually win. It's too bad we don't have an admiral. We could convert more lands. Assuming that we want to do that. We've got El Belat, owned by the Emirs. This is definitely going to stay owned by the Emirs, so I think we do want to convert this. Let's turn on the conversion edict on this state, get that one done. And as we get a little bit more admin in, I give this one to the Dhimmi. 0.11 ducats becomes 1.2 ducats. And the Dhimmi have 33% influence now. And actually, you know, I'm just going to give this one 99.8%. We'll give that to the Dhimmi as well for now. Since the burghers have too much land at the moment. That takes our Dhimmi's influence up to 36%. Only 3.2% away from being able to do most of the other clicks. Okay, where's our primary army? Alright, we just want to help out with some sieges on the Netherlands. So let's just march the whole army up there. Attrition be damned. Rule as we see fit. Lose stab or lose some money. Lose the money. It appears that Yusuf is a fierce negotiator. Public schools has expired. Alright, that's fine. Influence numbers are all good. Colony was taken. That's to be expected. That does mean that our colonist is available. That also means that he is declared over Parnaiba, which is the province he just seized. If we start colonizing more lands, he's probably just going to seize that too. We're not Catholic, so we could colonize in the Caribbean. Alternatively, we could colonize in South America and South Africa just to get the... No one's colonized down here. It's 1586. I'm very surprised. 1586 and no one has colonized Africa? Yeah, I would actually go for the African colonies first, personally. I find it to be kind of odd, but in this patch, it's definitely better to go for trade companies than for colonial nations. And that's just, I think, a surprising position to be in. Let's protect trade in Sevilla. Seems like even though there is a naval superiority situation for the enemy, with France nearby, we are doing kind of okay. We have a lot of favors with France, so we definitely want to use him a bit. Dutch separatists in Burgundy. They shouldn't come here. Aj caravans raided. Lose prestige and legitimacy. It's unfortunate, but just gonna have to take the hit. Save like a 1204 stack on the front line, then we'll have this other army back off by one province. Can reinforce if it needs to, but kind of mitigate some of the attrition. Really defensive, mild winter due to siege. Yeah, it's a lot of attrition. Alright, I'm going to take a short break here. I'll be back in one more episode at least, where we will wrap up this war and then consider a little bit further when we want to break the alliance with France. Hope you guys are enjoying the series, and I'll see you again in the next episode. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.